My team and I have been in the internet industry of South Africa for 16 years. We've built wireless networks using both licensed and unlicensed spectrum, and we've built fiber networks using both trenches and stringing it up along poles. We've lost money and we've made money. The only thing we haven't done is do internet in townships. Even though 80% of South Africans live in townships, my team and I still haven't built broadband, either wireless or fiber, into townships. And why is that? First, we have to compare middle-class neighborhoods to townships. This is a Google Earth image of 17,500 square meters of Mosterdstrift, a middle-class suburb in Stellenbosch. If you count the stands, there are 12 houses on this image. Now this is a Google Earth's image of 17,500 square meters of Kayamandi, a township outside of Stellenbosch. If you count the stands, there are 300 houses in the same space. That's 12 homes in Mosterdstrift versus 300 homes in Kayamandi, a ratio of 1 to 25. In other words, Kayamandi, your typical township, is 25 times more densely populated than Mosterdstrift, your typical middle-class suburb. That's pretty big. And that's why wireless simply cannot be a solution for high bandwidth internet consumption in townships. There is simply too much interference in the air when you try to connect so many people wirelessly. Think of it like a farm of orange trees. Each tree needs a lot of water. If you put a sprinkler in the middle of the farm, the trees will get varying degrees of water depending on how far away they are from the sprinkler. The closer the trees are, the more water they get. The further away, the less water they get, and the slower they grow and the less fruit they bear. That's how wireless internet works. The further away you are from the tower, the less reliable your internet. That's why the only solution for proper uncapped township internet is fiber. Fiber can be compared to irrigation pipes laid to every orange tree. Every tree gets its fair share of water at the same pressure, and every tree grows equally and bears the maximum fruit. Fiber brings internet to a household without any interference. But how do you get physical fiber infrastructure into a township? A lot of people ask. Well, have you ever been to a township? I have, and it seems like a lot of chaos. Surely it's not possible to install a wired network to put physical infrastructure into that community. But it turns out the answer is simple. The infrastructure is already there. Just go visit a township. There are already wires everywhere, on poles, connecting to every house and shack. It's not fiber, it's electricity. But if you can do it for power, why can't you do it for the internet? Aerial fiber is a reality today. Just put up a pole and string fiber into every home. Hundreds of thousands of homes in South Africa are already connected. It's just not happening in townships. And the reason it's not happening in townships is because people keep asking, what about revenue? What about profit? People living in townships are poor. They have no money. How are you going to make money? There is a common misconception that people living in townships are poor. They have no money, that you can't sell them stuff. That is until you actually go into a township. And you see that every single person has a smartphone, and every single dwelling has a satellite dish. And when you go into a shack, there's a TV and a fridge. People living in townships do have money. They just don't have spare money. Every cent matters, which is why if you're going to bring affordable internet to homes in townships, it must be aerial fiber, it must be pay-as-you-go, and it must be time-based. This is the holy trinity of affordable internet. Let's start with affordable. Current mobile data rates are not affordable, which is why no one, not even rich people, are using mobile data to watch Netflix. Only fiber can bring the price point of internet low enough for true high-speed, affordable, uncapped internet. Why are fiber networks the best? Well, firstly, because there's no interference. As I explained earlier about the orange trees in the farms, fiber doesn't lead to interference with your internet to your home. Secondly, because aerial fiber networks don't need trenches, and therefore you can roll out the network at a much lower cost than if you were digging trenches along all the roads. And aerial fiber is perfect for a township environment. And thirdly, the reason optical fiber is the best is because it's actually carrying data at the speed of light. There is no faster speed. To put it in perspective, the spectrum range at which light operates is up to 1,000 times higher than for 5G wireless networks. So it's just faster and it can carry more traffic. If you compare internet to water, think of fiber as tap water and mobile data as bottled water. Fiber is the tap water you use to wash your clothes, cook your food, and bathe in. It's cheap and it's plentiful. Mobile data is the bottled water you use when you're on the go. It's expensive and it's convenient. Fiber is how you make internet affordable. The second part of the Holy Trinity is pay-as-you-go. What is pay-as-you-go? It's a way of making internet affordable, breaking it into little bite-sized chunks so that people can pay as they go rather than be forced to pay upfront for a month and then find themselves short on cash for unexpected emergencies. Selling fiber internet on a daily or an hourly or a minute-by-minute basis is the second pillar of the Holy Trinity. The last pillar is it must be time-based. If you can't measure your data consumption, you won't trust the internet. If you can't tell how much money you're spending on the internet, you won't use the internet. In other words, the problem with traditional mobile data is that it's quantity-based, not time-based. You pay per meg or per gig, but how can you tell how much data your phone is using? How can you be sure that Google Maps or Siri or Microsoft or any of a million other apps are not quietly sucking data in the background and stealing your money? How do you measure how much data your device is using? You can't. There is simply no way you can know how much physical data, how many megs, how many gigs your device is using at any given time. That's why the third pillar that unlocks affordability is time-based billing. You don't buy data, you buy time. You can measure how you're using it and how much you have left simply by timing it. Aerial fiber, pay-as-you-go, and time-based billing. That's the Holy Trinity. And that's what we're doing in Kayamandi. We're bringing time-based, pay-as-you-go aerial fiber to every single home and street. We're starting with a block of 3,000 homes, covering approximately 15,000 people. We're offering internet at R5 a day, profitable, uncapped township fiber for every single home. Not only will it unlock the digital township economy, opening a distribution channel for insurance, banking, and other life-changing services, but we'll have brought ubiquitous, fast, affordable internet to every child trying to homeschool, every entrepreneur trying to start a business, every gogo wanting to use online banking, and every bored, unemployed youth wanting to play computer games. And that's just 10% of Kayamandi. Once we've finished the first 3,000 homes and proves it's doable, we can do the remaining 27,000 homes. Then we can do the 1 million homes in the Cape Flats. Then we can do the 14 million homes in townships throughout South Africa. Then we can go to Nairobi, Lagos, Addis Ababa, Dar es Salaam, and the rest of Africa that is a lot like South Africa. And who knows, maybe then we can take over the world. But first, the Kayamandi Fiber Project.